We are now finalizing this series by leaving the evolution of naming by looking into the way we are measuring the very measures in time, which is an interesting parallel to the historical relation to names in European history. Before the French Revolution, measurement was based on the human body and human activity. This is the origin of such concepts as toe, yard, inch, hand, ounce, pint, gallon, and a whole variety of non-metric units of measurements. In different states, these measurements did not coincide, even within the same name. The length of an English foot, for example, did not coincide with the French or Russian feet. And the variegated variety of measuring standards in German and Italian cities partly reflected their state fragmentation at that time. And further, the number of inches per foot varied from 10 to 16, depending on the state and the period in Europe, and the length and volume of the measuring units of the same time were also subject to changes. For example, the old Polish foot, used from 764, was slightly longer than the new Polish foot, used between 1818 and 1848. It was accordingly necessary to translate the measuring of the measurements, that is, to translate the basis of the very translation. So by proclaiming the metric system, the French National Assembly intended to free itself from the human principle in favor of an objective, independent standard. But it was still necessary, of course, to proceed from something. So the choice of the pivot point fell on the planet Earth, or more particularly on a 10th million part of a quarter of a myriad, which at that moment was defined by 1 meter. In a similar way, the basis for the measurement of masses was determined. The task was successfully conducted. A meaningless foundation of measurement of modern European history was defined. And perhaps the most striking demonstrative contrast to this metric system is traditional measurement of distance in the form of time of human movement between places, as for example in the tale of King Omar bin al-Nu'man in 1001 Night. How far is it hence to Damascus? 6 days' journey, answered the stoker. So in contradiction to Einstein's relativism, which equates time with space, the traditional anthropocentric worldview quantified space based on human time.